Hi guys, welcome to this. Today we're creating that first animation that you saw there, and it's going to be a walk cycle in FlipaClip. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and draw these guidelines first on the first layer, and this top one, as you can see, is gonna be where the head is going to be. It's gonna be where the head is gonna be touching. It's going to show me the reference for the head. And the bottom one is definitely going to show me the reference for the feet. So this is kind of hard for me. I've not done a walk cycle in a long time, so I'm going to take it easy, but I need to kind of first block out all my keyframes. I've done walk cycles before. I've done a walk cycle, front walk cycle, and a side walk cycle like this one we're doing today, but it's been a while, and it's also been a while since I've drawn in FlipaClip. One thing that is really important when you're doing a walk cycle for it to be believable is the feet. You have to concentrate a little bit more on the feet, the way it curves in, the way it sits on the floor or on the ground is really important. So I'm drawing the first pose here, which is going to be the contact pose, where this right foot is actually touching the floor, or it's touching our ground plane, and the legs are a little bit apart, and the hind foot, or in this case actually is going to be the front foot excuse me, it's going to be, the toes are going to be flat on the floor plane. So all I'm doing now is blocking in. I'm going to block in my character, and I actually advise that if you're doing your character too, or if you're doing your walk cycle, you do this first. You block in everything, and then afterwards you can go ahead and draw the props on it, like the clothes, the garments, and all that stuff. So what I learned real quick is that when you draw the first pose, which is a contact pose, you can duplicate it. You can duplicate it and then create the contact pose for the other leg in the front. So there's going to be a lot of duplicating and a lot of copying and pasting over in order for me to create a consistent character with the same line, weight, and all that stuff. So I think the two most important poses in a walk cycle are the contact pose and then the passing pose. When you get those ones correct, you will be able to do all the others fairly easily, because excuse me, because when you get these two, duplicate them and flip them, then the other ones will be a lot more like in betweening. But you have to get these two first ones correct. So we've done the contact, the first right contact, and now we're doing the passing, which is still the right leg passing. But if you're fast out doing a walk cycle, there is a mistake that I always made. I was making these poses but only on one leg, and the gist is you have to do the same for each leg, because a walk cycle has the right foot going up and then going down, and then the left foot going up and then going down. Most beginners always make only one leg going down, and then it's jumpy and they don't understand why that is. But make sure that every pose you do, you repeat on the other side. So the first section, about 6 frames, are going to be the right leg, say the right leg or the left leg, whatever you begin with, going up and then touching the ground. And then the next 6 frames are going to be the other leg going up and then going down. So it's 2 footsteps that create a walk cycle. And usually at the beginner level, people make a mistake of that, of doing only one leg And then when they play it, it's jumpy. It looks like it's walking, but it also looks like it's snapping back into place, and they don't understand why that is. So we've done our contact, and you can see the right leg is in the back, and the left leg is in the front. So I'm gonna do erase some of these lines in the waist to actually show what leg is going and what leg is staying back. So let's name this contact front or contact right leg. You try to differentiate them. It's good to mark everything that you're doing so you don't lose track of it, because at one point it becomes, a mess of spaghetti, especially if you're beginning like me. You can see here I erased this line here in the waistline to show that the right leg is actually the one that is contacting. So it's important also to use that, overlapping. It will help you to know which leg is in the front, which leg is in the back. Usually people use color, they color code them, but I don't do that. I often don't do that. I think it's too much. Also, the other thing that is really, really important here, you can see I'm trying to actually figure this out, is that the leg that is in the front, the hand is going to be in the back. So it's going to be opposite. Unless you're doing a chimpanzee or an ape walk, they're the ones that swing the same leg and same foot. Say if the right foot is going front, the right hand is going to be going in the front too. There's a lot of dynamics that you could put in a walk cycle, and as a matter of fact, I recently watched a pro animator talk about this. Walk cycles, here we're trying to get the mechanics of what a walk cycle is, but after you master this, after you figure out what to put up front, what to put in the back, and all this stuff, how many keyframes go into a walk cycle, then it becomes easier. But now it's not all about the mechanics of doing a walk cycle, but rather it becomes all about the character. It becomes about the personality. It becomes about, is the character angry? Is he walking very fast? Is he sloppy? Is he a ninja creeping in the dark? So you could use the walk cycle to tell all those stories. And we're going to be doing a lot of that on this channel coming up. So you can see I'm concentrating more on these two, the contact and the passing poses, because in my opinion, I think they're the most important ones. When you get these, the rest of the poses are going to be a lot easier. So this is the passing. You can see the left leg is behind the right leg. So you can see I'm using a lot of overlapping here to actually show that. And duplicating them. Of course, I'm duplicating these two. And still using the overlapping to differentiate which one is the right, which one is the left. So now I have 4 frames in this animation. And yeah, I'm leveraging overlapping to show which leg is in the front, which leg is in the back, in order for me to have. So the other thing also that you need to keep in mind is that a good walk cycle at 12 frames per second is going to be about 12 frames. If you count all the keyframing and the in-betweeners, it's going to be about 12 frames. So that is going to help you to actually understand that taking a left foot to go up and step and the right foot to go up and step could take 1 second. So now we're doing the down pose. You could see what I'm doing here is I'm copying the frame that I did previous, the contact frame, and I'm just bringing him down a little bit. You could see here from the top reference line, and I'm just using the lasso tool to take the same exact parts of my guy and adjusting them to fit that specific keyframe. You can see here, because remember, down position is where the hands are going to be swinging farthest apart, and the legs are also going to be going farthest apart, and also the feet are going to be going farthest apart. So it's a down position. It's, if you remember the ball, the bouncing ball, this would be kind of like the stretch, the squash down. So you're squashing everything down. You can see this one almost goes down on a 90-degree angle, and then it cuts in the back. So everything is, this is when you pound. Some people even call this the weight. They call it the weight frame, because it's the one that shows that you're exerting weight on this person. Is going down, kind of squishing down, and it helps actually the work cycle look a lot better, because it's the one that is going to give it that up and down, up and down. And this one has to go between the contact, the fast contact pose, and the fast passing pose. And when you get it tied down, what we're going to do is we're going to copy it and take it to the other section and flip the legs. This is where people who do 3D animation, for example, in Blender, have it easy, because after you draw it like this, you just have to copy it and take it to the other side and flip it, and Blender will do all that for you. But since we're doing 2D animation, we're just going to use the lasso tool, and we flip it on the other side. So now this next pose, this next keyframe is the up, keyframe. So this one goes after the second contact and the second posing. And you can see this is down, so this is the opposite of down, which is going to be up, and this is when the character goes the highest. Of course, it's up position is when the character goes the highest, and also is this is when, I mean, it's the highest the character is going to be on the reference here. So now that we're trying to establish how high we should make it go, I'm looking at all these ones that I did first to see where they are in reference to this one. If I scrub the timeline a little bit, so you see what I did is I just copied the torso of my guy from the first frames, and I just brought him up here, and with a little bit of onion skinning, I'm trying to make this up position. And you can see in this one, you have to also be careful. Whatever leg is passing has to be the highest in this one, like almost running kind of. It's I think the most abnormal keyframe in the work cycle, because one of the legs that is not active is going to be almost flat going down, but the one that is actually active is going to be up, like almost knee high, going all the way up, and that's why it's called the up position. And you have to pay attention to this feet. You could see in this one, and this specific one, his right foot is way off the ground, almost higher than his knee, and his left foot is barely touching the ground. It's just from the middle of the foot to the toes that is actually touching the floor plane. And you see what I'm doing here with the hands. It's actually important. It looks like a small detail, but it will actually enhance your work cycle. For example, showing how the fingers are supposed to be flying there a little bit. What side of your fist has the fingers? It helps. It will help when you start playing your work character, and at least it shows the hands are swinging back and forth, and it shows what part of the palm you have the fingers on. Palm, hand, boxing, whatever. You have your hands, you have your fingers on. And this looks like a good up pose. So if I try to scrub the timeline here, you can see we're trying to nail it down. And it's looking way successful now. We're almost halfway gone now. So I'm going to go ahead and copy that. And I'll bring it over to frame number 5 and paste it in front of it to create frame number 6. So now what I have to do, that's it down on the other side. As I told you, every single thing you do for one leg, you have to do for the other leg, and just flip it. And because we're using good, hang on a second, let me figure this out. I'm just gonna copy this. I'm just gonna, lasso select it and flip it back to go to the back, because everything we're doing on the other side, we're also bringing on this side, and we're just flipping it. And you have to leverage copying parts of your character, because when you just copy them and swap them or paste them where they're supposed to be and adjust them a little bit, it feels like it's a cohesive character. It feels like it's the same thing that you're working with, instead of redrawing every single part of your character. So I think that's also important. And FlipaClip does that the best, because you could use the lasso tool and select that particular part of the character and use it, like you could see how I used this one. And remember, this was the front hand on this very down position, down keyframe. But now we're just flipping them, so the right is assuming the position for the left, and the left is assuming the position for the right. And that looks pretty good. With a little bit of overlapping, it will show us where it's supposed to go. And now we need one more, and I think it's the up position. Let me see, when I scrub the timeline here, yeah, I think it's the up position on the right. So we're gonna copy it, and we're gonna bring it right after the passing, and we're gonna paste it there. So now we just have we have to do the flipping. So this time it's the right leg that was going up, so up, left leg. We're gonna have to use overlapping to do the legs. The legs are the easiest. A little bit of a tweak around will change it, and then you can figure the hands out. So you can see this. I'm gonna clean these lines up and do the overlapping by making that go behind his torso. And then I'm gonna clean these ones out to make sure that it's the right leg now that is appearing as if it's the one that is going down. And you see just a small detail like that of cleaning up a few lines that are overlapping will help you differentiate what limb or what leg is actually in the front and what leg is in the back. So you can see now the right hand and the right leg are both swinging back. So we're going to change that by deleting this. I'm just going to lasso it and send it to the back. And then here, I'll just draw this from the shoulder down this way to make it feel like it's the right hand now. Because remember, opposites. Now the right leg is in the back, and you can see here this detail with the fingers. I'm deleting them in this socket to show that they are behind the other way for the right hand. See that? And this is going to be easy because the left hand is just going to be an elbow sticking out. It's just going to be an elbow sticking out here a little bit. So I don't need this. Let me delete it and just draw the little elbow sticking out. And you can see now it's looking really good. So it's 24 frames per second. This is why it feels like it's a run cycle instead of a walk cycle. But you get the gist of it. It's looking really, really, really good. Just at first try, it feels like we've done it. You can see that if you pay close attention to the hands, you're going to see that they show you where the fingers are going, and that's actually a good thing. It differentiates also which hand is right, which hand is left. And now you can see it's running. So what we're going to go ahead and do, we will adjust the keyframes, the frames per second, and put it on about 12 frames per second. And after that, we're going to draw in betweens. So at this point, I think I have 8 frames. So I got to create a little bit more other frames. I'm going to create 4 frames. So on the right side, I'm going to create 2 frames, 2 in between frames, in between the down and the passing position. Passing keyframes down and passing keyframes is where I'm going to create my fast in between. So if you create one of those and then you take it to the other side, you copy and flip it, that will give you 2 frames. So now you have 10 frames. And if you create another one in between, let's create this in between first. And that is going to give us the next 2 frames. So it's between the down and the passing position. And usually some people here lean more towards either the green or the red frame, which in this case, the green frame is the front frame. You can see it in there if you pay close attention. It's the passing position. And the red keyframe is the down position. So this fast in between, guys, is in between the down, the fast right down keyframe, and the fast passing keyframe. And we're still going to use the same principle that we've been using. We're going to draw this in between. We're going to copy it, take it to the left down and left passing, and we'll paste it in there. And then we will switch up the limbs like we've been doing. Now here you have to pay close attention. You really have to pay close attention. It's not easy. Here, this is when it starts to be a mess of spaghetti. That's what I was talking about. You have to pay close attention to the green screen. Not green screen. To the key. What is the word that I'm looking for? To the onion skinning. And you have to pay attention to knowing what color is representing what onion skin. I don't know, FlipaClip though for some reason cannot adjust the opacity of these onion skins. I wish it does. Procreate Dreams, on the other hand, actually you will adjust the colors and the opacity of these onion skins if you want. I wish I could make them a little bit more visible, or at least make one of them a little bit more visible and not just look out for the green and red. But when you draw these for a little bit, you will start to get the gist of it. You will start to get the gist of it. And there are some places where lines are so close that instead of drawing it in between, you will just have to draw on top of the line. For example, where the torso is going down, there is not supposed to be an in between there. It's supposed to just be the same line for the green and the red. So for the leg, you can see this leg is going to be in betweening. It's about to go to where it's passing. And that's our right leg, still using overlapping here a little bit. And this one is about to fold in. Oh, by the way, there's also this other way I learned how to draw fit that makes my life a lot easier in a walk cycle. It's like a little weird triangle that you have to draw for the leg. You can see now after putting only that one in between there and changing the frames per second to 12 frames per second. 12 frames per second means you're animating on twos, kind of. It made the walk cycle look a lot better already. So we're going to go ahead and copy this. Let me select the lasso tool. And we're going to go to the down and passing of the left, which is going to be frame number, let me see, frame number 7. Yeah, it's frame number 7, so we're going to paste it in front of 7, so it's going to be our new frame number 8. And now our task here is to flip this. So I'm just going to flip it, make sure it's the left leg that is in the back, and it's the right hand that is in the back. So here still overlapping comes in handy to show us where these are supposed to be going. And you can see there, just a little bit of deleting of a few lines. Boom, the legs are already sorted out. So let's sort out the hands, and this right hand has to be in the back, and the left hand has to be in the front. So that's going to be let me just copy it, and I'll bring it over here, and I will rotate it to make sure that it's kind of slightly in the back. You know what, let me first delete this so it doesn't give me doubles, because I'm working on the same layer, so I don't want it to be giving me a headache over there. I'm gonna rotate it a little bit more. So it's a lot of adjustment, because remember, most of animation is not illustration, but it's rather movement, so you have to pay attention to that. And you can see that fit in there perfectly well. There you go. A little bit of adjusting, and it finally fit where I wanted to fit. And this one, I'm going to bring the torso down all the way. And now I will struggle with the left hand a little bit here. Bringing in, kind of indicating of where the fingers are too. Remember, I told you guys that's also important. It helps you to know what hand is swinging where. So now we're done with those two, and you can see, look how beautiful our work cycle is already. It's starting to look very good now. It looks almost complete. So to take out a little bit of that snappy effect, we're going to create 2 more in-betweens. We're going to create 2 more in-betweening frames. That way will give us 12 frames in total. And by the time you finish with around 12, some people do 14, but 12 frames is really good for a work cycle. That way you will have done it. So now I'm trying to plot where I'm going to put the next in between. So I'm going to go over here on frame number 4. Wait, what frame is this? This is the contact right on frame number 4. So here you have to pay attention to see where you actually can put indents, where you can put this in between to take out the snapping, the snapping effect. So let me see, it's from number 9. I just want to see which one is far in between, that it will need that in between to give me the 12 frames to make it look a lot more smoother. The more in betweening frames you have, if it's done right, the more smooth your work cycle will be. This is really actually satisfying when you just look at it play back. I can't wait to put a little bit of a sound of footsteps on it, so I can make it more believable. Now, cleaning this up, if you go back, if I was to clean this up, I would create a layer on top of this layer, and I would actually, this is I think where I'm going to put my in-between, from the up to the contact, from the app to the contact. Yeah, in between the app and the contact pose is where I'm gonna put my in between, because it looks like it's snapping from here. Yeah, you see that? That's where it's snapping. So I'm gonna go over to the app. So this is gonna be in between the app and the contact. The app and the contact position. Now let's press for this one. I'm gonna draw an in between in here. You can see these ones are kind of they're kind of more defined, so I can see a lot better where to put this in between. So from the app position to the contact. Hang on a second. So this let me see, it's gonna go ahead and write down this way. This in between is easier to see. For some reason I could see the onion skinning a lot better. I can see the onion skinning a lot better between these two frames. I don't know why that is. On the other one I would not see the onion skinning a lot better. But again, as I said, after a little bit of drawing these, you will get the concept of it. It will be a lot easier. It'll start to be a lot easier for you to follow the onion skinning in order for you to do the in-betweening. So it's actually the right app, between the right app and the right contact. So we will do this, and then afterwards we're going to copy the same exact frame and take it to the left side. So we could flip the legs around and the limbs around and make the in-between fit for the left side as well. So you can see it. It's all done. It's a little jaggedy, but remember it's following the app position. So still, the app position for me in this entire thing is the most unnatural keyframing. So this one is not different either. So it's also going to be kind of wonky because it's following that app position. But you could see, pay attention to the fit here, especially the right foot, how it's in between before it snaps into the contact position, and from the app position. It's just a direct in between there. And I try to twist the foot a little bit more so I can show it's trying to point in towards the contact position. So I'm going to go ahead and copy this with my lasso tool as always, selecting it. And I'm going to go ahead and put it between the app left foot and the contact left. That's where this in between is going to be. And then this will give us the 12 frames. And since we adjusted our animation to 12 frames per second, that should be a lot easier. Now we will have a second of animation, which will have both feet going up and touching the ground, finalizing our walk cycle. If you guys are still watching up to now and you've been here, please go ahead and show me your support. You could go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Also let me know. I know this is a long video, it's also a rambling video, but it's also a walk cycle. If you are getting interested into animating on your phone, on your tablet with FlipaClip, you know this is not a joke. It is something that really is time consuming. But some of us who love animation love that pain, so we could go through it. It's so satisfying in the end when you finally do it and you see your piece starting to animate right in front of your eyes.